Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to At Last. I am Stylosa and welcome back to OverAnalyzed, which is of course our beautiful Overwatch coaching series. Now, if you would like to send a video clip in for consideration to appear on this series, then do follow the instructions that have been on the screen. So, we're going to be looking at a duo hero game here. So what I mean by that is this guy's going to play Genji and he's also going to play McCree, and obviously he's going to play McCree to begin with. Now, I think it would be more interesting to focus on these videos a little bit kind of more going forward into the future, because people don't often play the same hero for an entire game, and I think what will be interesting is the moment when a player decides to swap, because we can discuss whether they've made the right swap and why they are swapping in the first place, because sometimes you might think you're having maybe not a great game on a certain hero, but you should actually stick to that hero because it might not be your fault, and I think a lot of players might have a problem with identifying that thing. Anyway, let's play this clip and get ready for an awesome comment of Jimmy.
That's not English.
Oh dear.
We.
Yeah, we.
Here it comes.
Je m'appelle Nick Crompton.
Seems pretty cool.
Nick Crompton. England is my city. Oh dear. Okay, so
Could you tell by my
team comps and stuff like that, we don't really need to worry about too much. Like if we look at what Avocado has typed in the chat, he says 222. I've noticed this a lot, where we get a lot of like lower level players. Are obsessed with like team comps, obsessed with meta, and honestly, none of that really bloody matters. I've been in games that are 4K plus rated, where we've had 5 DPS and just like Ana as the healer, and we've won those games. So you can never really sort of read too much into that, especially at this kind of level. All you've got to do is focus on being a better player, and honestly, that will take you well into Masters, and it might even take you to Grandmaster. You do need then like bits of additional knowledge, that you do kind of need to understand the meta in a way, but you don't need to just strictly adhere to it. But especially at this level, in silver, in platinum, in gold, even in diamond, it doesn't really matter too much, right? If you're good with a hero, then you can probably do work with that hero. So it looks like in season 5 you were a gold rated player, which is great. And in current competitive, you were gold, but you've lost quite a bit of SR, which is slightly unfortunate. So let's take a look at the team comp as we go out the gate. And I will discuss the team comp because it is worth discussing. But like I said, it doesn't really matter too much at this level what we've got. Provided we've got like a healer and a tank, it should kind of be okay. But what we've actually got here is a pretty strong team. I mean, we've got you on McCree. Okay, that's great. Hit scan DPS. We've got Ana. Okay. We've got Diva's strong. We've got Winston, obviously, yeah. Lucio, great. So we've got the magical 2 supports. We've got double tanks, which is great. Usually, you probably would get like 1 tank, and like this would be DPS because whatever. But anyway, yeah, this is not too bad. And Reaper's quite okay on Ruins, especially if he focuses sort of the left side or kind of doesn't really operate too much on the point. Like Reaper's fairly decent on this point. Anyway, and in fact, he can operate on the point if teams are all diving over it. He's pretty good on this point on Ruins. So what I'm going to do is focus quite heavily on what you're doing, because you are a silver player, so there will be loads of mistakes.
One got 50% win rate.
So we know there's a Pharah because we just watched the missile come in. So we're kind of firing at... I don't know what we're doing. Like we just sort of... let's just play this. Let's see what happens. Because I think what is happening, you're getting too caught up on the fact there was a Pharah. So you were like, oh, I'm going to kill a Pharah. That's great. That's really great. I wouldn't expect a silver player to be flashing over the top of that. Okay, so...
Why do they have a torp?
I don't know, dude.
Right, I'm just going to run this back because this here is really bad positioning. Like, really, really bad positioning. What I want you to do here is... I'm going to pause it here. 1 sec. So you shoot the... You see where you are here right now, right? You're about to flash this Reinhardt. What you should do, go in, flash him, right-click him if you're not confident with, you know, trying to blast him in the head. And then you should roll away, although you kind of did roll away. But here, right, you should be getting the... Oh, you shouldn't be hiding behind this here. There is really no point, right? Look what's just happened. We've got a kill. We should be trying to get like onto this little bit of high ground here, or even right around the side here, so we can look down onto the point and start firing into the point and picking up targets to do damage. Remember your McCree, your hit scan, right? You see the enemy, you shoot the enemy. That's what you should be doing with McCree. But we're kind of hiding. I think we're a little bit worried about Pharah. We know Pharah's to the right-hand side. We've just took a direct rocket hit from Pharah. We should be very worried, yeah? You are the counter to Pharah in this team. And you're trying to shoot down there. We looked up. We see Pharah. Right, this is crucial now. We see Pharah. This major, like, warning alarms have got to be going off in your head. Look at your health. You've got 38 HP. Even if you don't look at your health, you have got this big red squiggle all the way around your screen. That means you're critically low for health. That means, well, Farah hits you with a direct, you're dead. Farah hits you with splash, you're dead. Farah is, like, approximately there. You need to get the hell out of here. Like, you need to back off and try and, like, literally run this way. This is what goes down to, like, basic decision making. So let's see what you do in this situation. You kind of don't move, and you let Farah kill you. So you died to Farah there, and you should not have died. You should have backed off. Like, we can watch from her point of view, yeah.
I'm gonna focus down the fire as much as possible.
Yeah.
It was just bad positioning. Like, you should not have died to Farah there. Luckily, though, the rest of your team is killing everyone, so this is great.
Lucio got him, dude.
Decent voice comms off you saying, I'm going to focus the Farah. That's fine. And there is actually quite a lot of voice comms in this game, which is good. Like, even if it's just like a little bit of banter, that's okay.
I tried to boop him, but I'd already used it. I'm sorry.
Like, you see, Jimmy's not bad, actually, because Jimmy is, like,
what a waste of a charge.
talking quite a bit to the team, so that's okay.
Enemy turret down.
That's a nice kill. But think about your positioning now, right? Think about where we want to be. Do we really want to be standing on the point? Probably not. Like, there are places we can go. Like, we should maybe be around the side here. We've got to be careful. I think Farah was over there. We don't want to get booped off the edge, so we've got to be really careful standing around the edge. Or maybe we could be right behind. You see this high ground in front of us here? Well, the high ground behind us, yeah, because obviously it's like a mirror. If we could stand on top of that, yeah, that'd probably be better than us standing where we are right here, because Farah is the only one that can really contest us, and we can see her missiles coming in, so we can just dodge them while shooting her. Yeah, we won't do a lot of damage because she's at max range, but okay. All right, so there's obviously an accuracy problem, like a really big accuracy problem, and we've got no health. What we should be doing when we've got no health is pressing. You're playing on PC, so I think it's bound to X. I need healing. Or is it bound to C? No, it's bound to X, I think, or Z, something like that. You should be, or use the emote wheel. You should be saying you need healing, so your healers know you need healing. But getting the health pack is fine.
No fires on the ground.
Yeah, so see, we missed 2 shots there. Reaper's doing work. All right, that is a good kill. But what is happening here is the rest of your team are doing work, and you're sort of. You're playing okay. You're not playing too great. Like, you're missing a lot of shots on Farah where, you know, if we're firing... Oh, hello. Answer the phone, Jimmy. Oh, is that you with the phone?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Right, we've got every single ultimate available on this team, which I'm going to pause, and we just need to talk about this for a second, because I see this happening a hell of a lot, right? Use your ultimate, ladies and gentlemen. It is better to use it in a bad situation than never use the ultimate at all, right? Because as soon as you use that ultimate... It'll have an effect on the game. That could be good or it could be not as good. But it's never going to really be negative when you use an ultimate. Unless you just waste it when there's not a team fight happening, for example. But then you'll start regenerating the ultimate again. So you might be able to get it off again in that game, which is what you want. Instead of sitting on an ultimate for most of the game is bad. Now, I don't expect a plan to be made at this level. Like, okay, when you press tab again, I'm going to try and pause. Be too quick for me.
But if they don't know where you are...
that Reinhardt isn't...
There's a torp turret, like,
yeah. I mean, also the fact they've got a Torb for this round has really been helping you out. See there, we missed 5. We maybe put like 5 shots in there and we only hit 2. That was a good kill. That was a good kill. It also seems like your sensitivity is a little bit too high on your mouse. Now... Can you see what I mean? Like, look at this. Can you see what I mean about the percentage here? We are going into not almost 100% right now, and we've not used our ultimate once in this game. In fact, I don't think I've seen. Oh, Reaper used his ultimate, right? Because he got quite a few kills with it. The enemy team are just trickling in, so this is really working into your favour. Torb, it is just so bad on this map because he's got no sight lines for his turret that he's probably the worst pick you could make.
Yeah, I think they've probably got this.
I don't know what happened to that flashbang.
Right.
It's actually quite a good play. This is. You should back off though.
Lucio, your slot.
I think we're gonna. Oh no! Actually, Anna's got us. That's cool. It's a shame that we didn't have flashbang up there because we could flash the Reinhardt. So obviously, I mean, you look like you know how McCree works because you were flashing above Reinhardt's barrier to stun him earlier on in the game. But also, you can flash him when he's charging, and that will take him out of charge. Look what's happened here, though, right? Our team had all of the ultimates, and we've used them all and lost. Well, we've used them apart from these 2, and lost all of the and lost the like. How have we lost control at this point? It's insane. Anyway, let's just roll this back a little bit. I'm not going to roll the video back, but just roll it back in our minds. Talk about ultimate usage and talk about combos of ultimates. This here is Electric Cowboy, it's referred to as. It's basically a nano-boosted McCree. What that does is it means you lock on faster with your Deadeye. It also means you're, well, harder to kill because you're nano boosted, so you take less damage. This is a very strong. You could ask for this. It's something you should be asking for. Go, Anna, can you nano boost me? And I will Deadeye. And that's all you need to use, yeah? And that's an example of good comms, because then you say to the rest of your team, guys, I will use my ultimate. Anna will ult me. Don't use anything else this fight. That kind of stuff happens as you go through the tiers. When you start getting into sort of diamond and above, you'll notice people talking about ultimates. You'll notice people asking for ultimates, which when we get onto the Genji
everyone moved off the point.
gameplay a little bit later on in this,
we can use
hopefully,
the nano boost on the high noon.
Yes, so you've just said it. This is good. This is good. This is really, 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 really good. It's almost like you're watching the video with me while recording it. So actually, you kind of did lose control of the point, but then Reinhardt killed 2 people, and it's all good. But again, we didn't use our ultimate for the entire point. Think a couple of key things for McCree is you can use Deadeye in 2 kind of ways. The first way is to zone people away, and a zoning McCree ultimate. Okay, you said you're going to rock the same comp. Let me just pause this for a second. A zoning McCree ultimate will take control of space. You'll see this used a lot at King's Row at the end of the map. You can sort of, when you're on attack, you pull out Deadeye, the payload's getting pushed into the final point, it can see pretty much everywhere, and it forces people to hide. This is good. You can also use it to try and get a massive team kill, which is much more difficult. And I guess the third way of using it is just to try and get that cheeky kill, that one-off kill. When Farah is in the air and you pop Deadeye, a lot of the time, if you've got full health, you can kill her if she's in the open and she can't get into space, like into cover from being in the open space. You can kill her before she kills you, provided there's enough range, yeah? She'll start firing rockets at you, so it's high noon. She'll look at you, she'll fire a rocket, then you should have enough time there to lock onto her, to then fire it, and then roll away from the next rocket that would inevitably be coming in. Anyway, let's have a look what's going on here.
Actually, I might...
like 5 eliminations. Okay, I'm going to be really harsh here, right? These statistics are terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. And they would be terrible by my estimation of this, because this is a silver level game. The reason why this is terrible, though, 5 eliminations, we're DPS here. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Reinhardt, maybe the Reaper, but I think Reinhardt might have gold eliminations in this game. I've been seeing his name. Oh, what has happened to my voice, man? One moment. Good lord, ladies and gentlemen. I've been seeing his name in the kill feed quite a lot, so I'd be surprised if he wasn't at least silver limbs. You're McCree. You're DPS. One thing DPS should be doing in all of the games is getting at least silver or gold. Like, you should be going for gold eliminations all of the time. You should be involved in all of the killing. Hero damage as well. You should have the most hero damage. Weapon accuracy, 44%. It's kind of okay. We've had 2 critical hits. That means we've had 2 headshots in that entire round. That is not great. This means we need to work on our accuracy. And like I was touching on a little bit in the previous round, I think your mouse is too sensitive. Now,
I think McCree is not that great on this map. I could play Genji if you guys want.
Go, mate, if you think Genji would be good, I trust.
I played Genji once. It went pretty well.
I mean, the game's...
okay, that's okay from your team. They were positive. They're like, look, if you can play Genji, then play Genji, right? So they gave you positive reinforcement, which is awesome. McCree's good, though, anyway.
Yeah.
McCree would be good on this map, especially considering they've probably got a Farah, right? Anyway, what I was saying about sensitivity is maybe reduce your in-game sense a little bit and just sort of play with it until you get like a stable aim, because I notice it's sort of shaking a little bit. Also, maybe reducing the DPI on your mouse as well. But these are things I can't really tell you. Like, I can't just give you settings. It's all personal preference. You have to just sort of test these things out and find, you know, what works out for you. There is actually a guide on my channel if you search for it, a sensitivity guide, which will help you to set up your sense. Alright, so we're going into Genji play now. Now, the reason why we've swapped off... Let me just pause this, because we need to kind of discuss this as well. The reason why you've swapped off a McCree to a Genji is because you said, and I quote, I don't think McCree's very good on this map. But then gave, like, no reasoning as to why, and now we're playing Genji. Now, Genji's obviously good on pretty much every point, so I'm not too fussed. That was a nice deflect. Almost got it back to the Reinhardt. But are we telling our team he's there? I think somebody did say Reinhardt. You should be saying, guys, Reinhardt's to the left. Now let's just run this back, because this is such an easy kill. Watch this.
Reinhardt mid.
Reinhardt mid. So you called that. That's good. Reinhardt left side.
I'm coming back.
Your Lucio's come back from spawn. Right. Guys, I've just told you that Reinhardt is behind us, right? Don't obviously say like that because you sound like a bit of a douche if you were talking like that. But this is just me explaining it. I would be going, guys, Reinhardt's to the left. Guys, Reinhardt, he's killed. He's to the left. I would keep shouting that Reinhardt is there, right? So the team would just jump on him and kill him. It's such an easy kill. Instead, he's going to get back to the team. Our Reaper has died. Alright, this is... if we can kill that Mercy, that would be nice, although we're kind of stuck.
Just try and tempt them to the edges and I'll beat them.
I need some sick heals. Thanks.
Right, I'm just going to rewind this again, because this is... Okay, so when you're close range on people, you obviously right-click with Genji. That was decent. You could have left-clicked and dashed through for maybe maximum damage and got the kill if you had better accuracy. The problem is, right, we didn't get the kill because we didn't have enough damage with the shurikens going in. And then we had to get the hell out of there. We're very lucky that we got out of there. That was pretty much Genji overextending there. You probably would have died to better players. And you probably would have died if it wasn't a Reaper, because Reaper didn't have the range to kill you. Think about dashing through these corridors. In fact, you should be always dashing through these corridors with Genji. If Genji can get a multiple dash on somebody, that's definitely what he should be doing. I know there's a Junkrat there, so the trap could be down, and that would stop you, and that obviously would be bad.
Okay, careful of that, mate. Don't
okay, that was a really dodgy...
Don't try and 1v1
I'll rewind this again. That was a really, really... Like, these are really bad habits you've got, and this is why you're at this level, and this is why you're probably finding it hard to get through gold. Watch what you do here with Genji. You go into a Roadhog, right? And you use your dash to go through him, trapping yourself. If this Roadhog now was a better Roadhog, he would just block you in there, and you would be dead, right? Luckily, your Reaper is coming around the corner, so he's, you know, he does kind of bail you out. But this is major overextending. You kind of really didn't do too much. Yeah, you know, Roadhog died, but that was very risky play. You understand what I'm saying? It's like very, very risky. Think about dashing through. Why are we not dashing through this? There's 3 people there. We could dash through them all. You should dash through that. Whoa, that was a fatty shatter into like... one maybe? And again, we've got this problem with saving our ultimates. Like, this enemy team are really playing quite bad. They're trickling in and all kinds of stuff. Which generally does happen, right? Throughout a lot, kind of. Like, I mean, what's that guy doing there? Like, Roadhog suddenly comes out around the corner. They're not very.
Can I have that?
Like, if you win the first fight on control, generally the enemy team will just keep trickling in because they don't get together. So you really got to prioritize. Oh, look, it's Doomfist. You've really got to prioritize winning that first fight, and anything you can do to secure that is going to be so massive on control. Like, just so massive. I mean, pretty much at any level, to be honest. But it is so massive. And again, we've still got this Dragon Blade. Like, what are we... Like, okay, there hasn't really been a time to use it at the moment. I hope you're going to use it in a second. But please get out of this sort of thing of, like, I'm going to use Dragon Blade when... like, it's the very end of the map, almost. It's weird.
Right in front of you. Fuck, I messed up.
Good job, Diva.
Alright, that's lucky Diva did what she did. We're just going to bring this back, right? Watch this. Now... You were very slow on the deflect for the Reaper ultimate. You should always be deflecting Reaper's ultimate, right? Watch the delay. There is like a delay to the point of I thought, are you actually going to do it? I think because you're asking for nano, which is good because we should be doing nano blade. Yeah.
I'm right in front of you. Fuck.
See the delay there? That's a lot of delay. And luckily, there wasn't really any kills off it. Diva comes through with a fat bomb. You've got the nano blade and got 1 kill. So that was like a poor investment of ultimates, really. But it doesn't really matter because it's the end of the game.
Clean game, guys.
It wasn't. Genji wasn't clean. It was really bad. Now, obviously, this is overanalyzed, so it's like harsh love. It's not like I'm going, oh my god, this is so bad. What are you doing? There are a lot of moments in this game where you don't really do anything. You don't use your ultimate as well. Please use your ultimates. This goes for everybody, right? It is better to use your ultimate than not use your ultimate. Even if you use your ultimate in a horrifically bad situation, it's still better than never using the ultimate at all. Good things you have done, though, is you did ask Anna for the ultimate combos on both McCree and Genji. The reason why you swapped to Genji is not entirely clear on this point. You could have just carried on playing McCree, although you didn't like it, but your team did give you positive reinforcement, which is awesome, and then you did win. One thing you're not doing with Genji is dashing through people when they're in tight corridors. That will generate your Dragon Blade insanely fast. It will also do a lot of damage to them. Your target priority with Genji is like, well, it was kind of a little bit. He did go on the Mercy at one point, which is kind of okay, but it was overextending and you could have died. He did overextend onto the Roadhog at one point as well. Again, you could have died to a better Roadhog there. But there wasn't really that much to show in terms of target priority because they were trickling in and it wasn't really that, you know, it was hard for me to sort of see you. Well, you kind of never put yourself in a situation where you should be looking for a target and wiping them out because Genji is supremely powerful in 1v1 situations, but we never really saw that. So I don't know, maybe it would have been better if you stayed on McCree, but we still won the round. Anyway, things to take away from this. Use your ultimate more. Keep communicating with your team because you were doing well. Lower your sensitivity as well, especially if you're playing McCree. Higher sense can work okay for Genji, but for McCree, I think you need to have like a more stable aim. Like I noticed little jitters going on as you're moving the mouse, which is not great, which means that we're going to miss a lot of crucial shots. And when you brought up your stats at the end of the first round, I think we only had 2 headshots with McCree, which is not great. Alright guys, I've been Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. If you would like to send in video clips for this wonderful series, then do follow the instructions that have been on the screen. You can also join the Discord, guys, which is discord.gg/Unit Lost, and follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/@Unit Lost Gaming. Alright guys, I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.